Today we got the pup who is paying attention and listening to this lesson, which is probably among one of the hardest to learn and to trust and to understand. Some call it your instincts, some call it your guts, some call it your conscience, some call it the universe, some call it God. The thing that we call mainly our conscience when we're in a situation with our friends, with family, with different people in certain, high risk, low risk, just day to day, you name it. We constantly have this voice, at least most people have this voice in your head, or this inclination, or this feeling that just tells you something about someone, about their personality, about who they are. It tells you something about what this animal is going to do next to you. You just get this vibe. Some call it vibe. Some call it feeling. Someone call it, all these different words means the same thing. You can say it comes from God. You can say it comes from the universe. You can say it's just instemmed in your brain. It's just a part of your consciousness. But it is the third eye. It is this other thing that most of the time you neglect. You don't listen to. You don't observe it. You don't agree with it. You just do whatever else you think is right. And from my personal experience, I have learned, and I tell people, I have learned to trust it beyond anything, everything, and anyone else. Ever. Because from my experience, it has never been wrong. Day to day, month to month, year to year. Anytime I've ever sensed something and thought back to a mistake, or thought back to, yes, that was exactly what I thought was going to happen. You name it, whether it's with people, situations, you name it. Every time it's always been right. It's never been wrong. And I always regret not listening to that voice. When it tells me this person, something about them is off. Whether it's like their personality type, whether it's the situation we're in with other people, the way they're talking, something I just sense and I just know and just feel like, And a lot of the times when we get that sense, we go, but then we go, no, it's probably fine. No, I should hang out with him. No, it's okay. No, my other friends say, and peer pressure me and tell you, no, don't worry about it. No. Pay attention to it, and note it, and think about it, and pause. Because most likely, it is something. Because I'm not sure what signifies and tells this system, this inner thought, this you name it, to occur. But when it does, what it is doing is actually sensing something that is off from what is normally seen and felt in your environment about this person, or about people like this, or about situations like this, or this situation, you name it. And your mind, body, soul, or whatever this thing is, senses something is not in line. It's almost like the storyline is not going as it should. There was a weird twist that kind of made you feel weird, that didn't make sense. It didn't even fit in with the main characters and what they do. It's like that, like literally, it's like that, but real. It is entirely real, and when you sense this gut instinct to go the other direction, to talk to this person, to not talk to this person, to not say that thing you wanted to say because you probably shouldn't, to you name it. It happens on a daily basis, all the time. Should I lie about this little thing? Should I make a little fib? Or should I say it differently? And you know exactly what you probably should do, but then you neglect it. Don't neglect it. Do what that thing tells you to do. That feeling, that gut instinct, that intuition. Because other than your conscious and subconscious mind, you're like, something in you is reading the situation, or the person, or the animal, like I said, or something that you just can't quite calculate. You can't logically imply. Maybe you could logically imply, but in the moment you can't just go, oh, this is exactly it. But when you think about it, it does make sense, and somehow this feeling is real. So this is really just a lesson on doing what's right and doing what's wrong, because that's what a lot of the times this feeling is telling you to do. Doing what feels right. And as a guy, you don't want to do what feels right. You want to do what is logical, what is sound. And you need to do what is logical, what is sound, and what is ethically right. And it seems like this feeling combines all of those factors into one unified, yep, this is actually what I should do. This is what this person should do. This is what I need to do next in almost every single possible situation ever. I've literally like going out to the bar and someone says something or does something or is doing something that just, and it kind of triggers in my mind like, oh, this person's like this. You have to watch for this and be careful with this around this person. It's always been right. It's never been wrong. And you can probably think back to like different situations in your life that said, you should go do this. And maybe you stopped yourself. Or you shouldn't do this. And you kept going. That the situation or person or whatever happened would have been a lot better if you would have just listened, and done what you knew was the right thing to do. The ethical, the logical, all these things usually combine to the same factor of this is what is really right. And it kind of fights against your pride. It fights against maybe even what you want. But it knows what is actually right and the best thing to do. And maybe I have a stronger sense of this than others. Maybe I don't. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't. But try to feel and think about and be conscious of when you get this feeling, this gut instinct, this universal pull, this godly denomination, something, whenever you get this, you go, I see this situation. I read this language. I don't know what exactly it is, but I'm getting the sense that this is actually like this. Trust that. It's probably right. And when you do this, and you do this right, and do it in enough situations throughout your life, you'll make a lot better decisions. Over time, you'll make much more impactful, more valuable, more long-term, great decisions. I don't know why it's right. I don't know why it's so accurate. I don't know why it kind of combines everything. Because afterwards, usually I go, well, why did I get this feeling? I try to, I logic it. I go, well, the person said this, and they said it in this way, and it sounded a bit off. And with this situation, with this, I start deducing and thinking about, well, is this feeling actually sound? Is this whatever it is actually sound and real? And then again, every single time I think about it, like from a logical, from emotional, from a historical standpoint of the situation or people or you name it that I'm around, everything checks out. Every single thing checks out to line up. Oh, that's what triggered it. It was this and this and this and this, and the combination of all these different things just gave me this intuition, this thought, this quick moment to go, yes. So watch for that, learn from that, use it in better future decision making when you're thinking about going out with a girl, when you're thinking about deciding who to when you're going out with a girl or girls, decide who you're going to actually date, who you're going to marry. Use it when you're thinking about which job or career or position you want to move towards. Do it when, or use it when you're thinking about what to do for dinner, who to hang out with, the friends you keep around you. Use it when you're talking with family members and kind of reading the situation and learning from the situation. From very complicated, families are very complicated, from learning from how to deal with family members. And there's so many different circumstances where this needs to be used. But a lot of times we don't listen to that voice. You need to listen to your conscience. Again, I don't know if it's just in your soul, if it's from God, if it's from the universe, if it's just built into how we all operate. But you have to listen to this voice, this conscience you have. It gives you a little, it gives you a little ting, it gives you a little something that tries to direct your path in a better direction. It's real, it's legit, and I don't know why, but it's always right, at least for my circumstance. Well, we'll see. Maybe that'll change, but so far it's never been wrong.